If you want to go one step further and really be an A++ student, hey. Hey guys, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a very happy and productive week. And I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys asking how to best study or revise for exams. So today's video is all about how to study for your exams like a boss. Okay, so I'm going to go through how you should be studying for your exams throughout the year, as well as what to do a couple of days or weeks before your exams as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you find the tips helpful, then thumbs up to let me know. And of course, if you guys aren't subscribed already, click the subscribe button down below and you'll get notified whenever I post up my study tip videos, and we can make studying a whole lot more fun and easier. Okay, so one thing I'm always advising students when it comes to studying for exams, you should actually be studying from day one. What? I know, how annoying. But honestly, you really do want to be revising throughout the year. In fact, making weekly summaries is going to help you retain a lot of that information. So when it does come time to revise for your exams, it's not like you've forgotten a lot of stuff and everything seems to be new and unfamiliar material for you to have to learn and memorize. So writing weekly summaries is a very, very big important part of revising for your exams. And to demonstrate my weekly summaries tip, I have this guy. So this is the exam summary book from Seated Educationary, my stationery line. Now please guys, after this video, I really encourage you to click the link below and head over to the Seated Educationary website. Apart from all of the extra study tips and blogs that I'm posting up, the stationery line itself is full of planners and exercise books to make studying for your exams and completing assignments and homework a lot easier and also a lot more effective. So the exam summary book is not just a cute little book with nerd glasses to reflect my love of nerd glasses, but it's actually got some really important templates, some really handy templates inside. So I'm going to show you a weekly page layout here. If you can see that, you've got a section to be writing the date at the top of the page along with this week's topics, your key definitions and quotes. One of the most important parts of the summaries always includes visual diagrams and representations of the information as well. So there's a little section there. And then it's also got your recommended readings to write down. And then you start writing your summaries and you end them with, there's a reason for everything, you end them with key points to remember. So these are your take-home points for each week, the things that you either found really difficult to remember or your teacher might have flagged that they're likely to be on your exam. Now, your exam summary books are here to take the stress out of studying for exams, so I really recommend you check them out. But I guess what I want you to really get out of today's video, if you get anything out of it, is to make sure you are writing weekly summaries to stay on top of the workload, avoid that last minute cramming, and revise as you go. Now, I think I've mentioned this a while ago on my channel, but if you guys haven't heard of the forgetting curve by Ebbinghaus, the whole idea is that majority of your forgetting happens within the first 24 hours, which means if you're not going home and reviewing your notes or condensing your class notes and weekly readings together at the end of every night or adding to it as you go throughout the week, then come exam time, a lot of the stuff that you've spent time learning in class and reading on the weekends or after school, that's actually just gone out the window. You haven't consolidated it into your long-term memory and it's not going to stick around. So you have to spend all that time and effort relearning all of that stuff for your exams. But if you write your weekly summaries, that's not going to be the case. So start early, get on top of your work now, and I promise you will thank me for it later. Alright, now apart from writing out your weekly summaries and condensing your notes and readings, another thing I get asked is how do you actually remember the information? So writing it out or reading it multiple times, no, it's not really enough. I'm sorry guys, but you do need to make it meaningful. So try and rely on a bunch of different study techniques. I've gone through the 4 kinds of learners in a previous video. I'll try and find that one and link it as a card up above or even put it in the description box. But the whole idea is you want to try out some different techniques and make your study sessions interactive and more meaningful as well. Now, I'm a really big fan of mind maps. I know I've said this many times, but I think it's a really good way to simplify as well as get a better understanding of some important theories you might be learning. Other kinds of techniques could involve auditory techniques such as speaking to a friend and having a group study session, trying to teach them the information as well, or some kinesthetic techniques like building a 3D model or going on an excursion. Make sure that you're using a range of different techniques, and I think I've actually written a blog on the 4 kinds of learners on Seated Educationary as well. So if you guys head over to the website, then click the blog and you'll find a bunch of different tips, and one of them will be about the 4 kinds of learners, but I'll also try and link that in the description box for you guys too, just making your life easier. Now, as you are getting closer to your exam dates and you've written all of your summaries, you've read through them and you're trying to learn the information, something that's really important so you don't forget to revise a particular part of your course is to have some sort of an exam study checklist or a timeline. So I did this when I was in high school and also university. It's so important because you want to make sure you're revising everything thoroughly. So get a hold of your course outline or unit guide and write down all of the topics as well as their subtopics, and then just cross them off as you go so that you know you've revised effectively for each one. But then if you want to go one step further and really be an A++ student, hey, then what you can do is actually create an exam calendar. So I used to do this when I was in school and also at uni. So I would write down on a big calendar that I had stuck on my wall, one of those really big like A3 calendars, and I would just write down the subtopics on various days when I planned to be revising for them. And that way I also knew not only that I was going to be revising for them, but I could map it out and have some sort of a visual representation for how I wanted to go about my revision as well. Now, one more tip, I feel like many people never mention this, but I used to do this especially when I was in my final year of high school and I was doing year 12, was to actually meet with my teachers. So I used to meet with my teachers when I had a free lesson or even during lunchtime as well. I try and work around their schedule too. And I would just want to go through the information with them, make sure that I haven't missed anything, maybe clarify any gaps that I had in my learning as well. And honestly, your teachers are going to be the best tool that you can possibly access, especially come exam time, because they know exactly what is going to be on your exam. They're probably even writing your exam, they're marking it as well. So if you're able to sit with them and ask them questions, make sure you come prepared though. So have a list of questions that you want to address with them. Then I really think that this is another way to make sure you're bumping up your grades and that you will be doing the absolutely best when it comes to taking your exams and class tests as well. I think it's really important to say one more thing, guys, which is just chill, okay? I know that it's really stressful come exam time. You feel like everything that you've been doing throughout your education all leads up to this one pivotal moment, but it really doesn't. You've been laying the groundwork for so long that this is just one way to show your teachers how much you know, how much you've learned, and how effectively you've been able to study. So don't put excessive amounts of pressure on yourself. Just do your best and make sure that you don't retreat into a little study cave for multiple weeks until the exams are over. So make sure that you are just taking some time off for yourself, looking after yourself, and doing things that are going to keep your energy up. So don't neglect yourself and put all of your needs and priorities down the bottom of the list and just focus on your studies, because honestly, that's not going to help you. You'll probably get burnt out really quickly. So yeah, I really do recommend that you do set aside some time for yourself. Studying for exams it's like a marathon, so it's a really long game and you don't want to burn out too quickly, and you want to make sure that you're looking after yourself so that you can do your absolute best come exam time as well. So I hope you guys found these tips helpful, and if you did, then thumbs up. Also comment below any tips that you want to share with the Jessica fam when it comes to studying for exams. I really love when you guys share all of your tips together, and I just feel like we're a very facilitative family right now. You know, we really empower one another, so I really love that about this channel. And of course, if you want to check out some previous videos, click the cards up there. And don't forget to check out my study skills book, The High School Survival Guide, for more tips on studying for exams and managing exam stress. It's applicable for students of all ages, so I really hope you find that helpful. And of course, check out my stationery line, Seated Educationary. If you want to have a look at the exam summary book too, I will link that down below as well. Alright guys, have a very happy and productive week, and I will see you very soon. Bye!